Well, let me just simply say thank you to Jonathan and Sharon for identifying this board as an incredible crew. It really is a very, very impressive group. Leaders with courage, I believe he said. You know, the policy and procedures that we're looking at for the Sheriff's Department and the Probation Department are so important. And so I just have to ask nicely to the Board of Supervisors themselves to please release the Custody Division Manual to the public who've done a CPRA and do not want another legal action. So that's part one. Part two, you've got a $650,000 sexual retaliation lawsuit in the Sheriff's Department, but there's no there. So we'd like to know so that it can be avoided in the future if there is some kind of a corrective action. We did get the corrective action plan for the fire ring injury down on the beach for $950,000. That is a heartbreaker. Item number 12 is really an eye popper. You have a 200 and something thousand square foot piece of property right down by the jail. You're buying it for $24 million from Atlas LLC, a New York-based firm with a big presence in LA, to create additional parking. I mean, you are spending most of your time trying to encourage people to get off the road. There are thousands of parking spaces already for people who work in the Sheriff's Department, and yet right in the beginning of this item is the Rosas case, and it's almost like you're blaming the ACLU and the folks who've been fighting for accountability in the jails for the need to buy this parking. How about take this parking space, CEO and real estate group, and create a place where women can go for treatment and healthy alternatives like Supervisor Solis was dreaming about before she jumped in the boat to go up to Lancaster, where we're going to get sick and people can't get there to see their families, so therefore we'll recidivate with Mr. Ridley Thomas's blessing over to the side. You know, Mr. Nachita has been brought in as the new consumer affairs guy. I was excited about that for a minute until I noted he's a former county council who I was going to ask him to look at there's over $100 million in job order contracting. You've got a bunch of union people here. Job order contracting is a great way to hire people over there at a certain price nobody knows, and they do things that are not cool. And how do we know? Because we did an audit, and our auditor controller, who's busy pulling himself out of the ceiling, realized, oh my God, this is fraud. And yet the LA Times was busy in New York, or I don't know where they were. And Mr. Shelby Grad knows, so I don't know. I'm worried about Patrick Soonshang and this group because there doesn't seem to be coverage of the board until we're celebrating what they're up to. And I don't like that. I don't feel that's appropriate. And Janice Hahn's giving them $10,000 for one of their little seafood festivals, the Times Food Bowl, which is nice but inappropriate. And Supervisor Solis gave him $40,000 for the Grand Park celebration. That's not civic. Civic is letting people come to the meetings and be heard on the items that are before the board. Now, in addition to that, you've got an LLC problem. You can read the New York Times about LLCs. Mr. Ridley Thomas's partners at Jameson are one of the coded LLCs who this play are reducing their time slightly. I ask you to hear from your public and not reduce the time just because the IHSS workers who deserve your support are here. They deserve to hear,
Next
hear from all
please.
people. Thank you.
Next.